sad news to report on this Friday evening. We're hearing that boxing legend George Foreman has died at the age of 76. We just saw this posted on Instagram. It reads, "Our hearts are broken," and this is from the family. "Our hearts are broken. With profound sorrow, we announce the passing of our beloved George Edward Foreman Sr., who peacefully departed on March 21st, 2025, surrounded by loved ones. A devout preacher, a devoted husband, a loving father, and a proud grand and great-grandfather, he lived a life marked by unwavering faith, humility, and purpose. A humanitarian, an Olympian, and two-time heavyweight champion of the world, he was deeply respected, a force for good, a man of discipline, conviction, and a protector of his legacy, fighting tirelessly to preserve his good name for his family. We are grateful for the outpouring of love and prayers and kindly ask for privacy as we honor the extraordinary life of a man we were blessed to call our own." We're hearing from Fox News as well that
SIP to the boxing legend George Foreman. A moment of silence.
Grill. How did the idea come up in?
Lean, mean, fat-reducing grilling machine. I had become the darling of Madison Avenue. I did everything. Doritos, Pepsi-Cola, McDonald's, commercials everywhere. And then a friend approached me and said, "George, you're making all these other people rich. Why don't you get your own product?" So we started this joint venture. And this little ugly thing, I said, "I don't know." And my wife used it on the side. I didn't even know it was there.
Right.
I tried it, and I went out to make it work. I wasn't afraid at all. And that's the way you do it, though. And not realizing that you may see Ford, Chevrolet, whoever, still room for someone else to do something equally as big, a name brand. You just got to work.
Champ, larger than life in every way, passed away today at the age of 76. Foreman's rags to riches story is the stuff of boxing legend. Growing up impoverished, a mugger and brawler on the streets of Texas, he found organized boxing as a teen, quickly rising to Olympic champ at 24 and at 24, stunning Joe Frazier to become the heavyweight champion of the world. His ascension as dramatic as his fall to Muhammad Ali in the famed Rumble in the Jungle match, to lose his title. Yet after leaving the sport and becoming a minister, he returned to the ring over a decade later, a new man, and then miraculously recaptured the heavyweight title at the age of 45 against Michael Moore, who was 19 years his junior. His popularity afterwards helped to make millions as a pitchman, and his George Foreman griller nearly eclipsed his boxing fame for a time. But the legacy he leaves, to use a boxing analogy, is one where he could be down, but could never be counted out. Foreman's family released the following statement via his Instagram account. "With profound sorrow, we announce the passing of our beloved George Edward Foreman Sr., who peacefully departed on March 21st, 2025, surrounded by loved ones, a devout preacher, a devoted husband, a loving father, and a proud grand and great-grandfather. He lived a life marked by unwavering faith, humility, and purpose."
We welcome in ESPN boxing commentator Mark Kriegel now. Mark, it's almost like there were two George Foremans. There was the guy who played the heavy, really, the villain against Muhammad Ali and Zaire a half a century ago. Let's talk about that guy first. Tell us about the young George Foreman.
Well, if you look at boxing as a continuum, he was somewhere between, he was the scary guy. So he's between Sonny Liston and Mike Tyson. And, Joe Frazier was about as tough a guy who's ever laced up gloves. He put him down 6 times. And I think that really crystallized Foreman's reputation as invincible. Everybody, who's going to put down Joe Frazier 6 times? And it set up the Rumble in the Jungle, arguably as famous a fight as ever there was for Ali, which of course left Foreman, I think, psychiatrically scarred. He was the bully who was undone against Ali, and it was probably Ali's finest moment. It was what he did in the rope-a-dope was pretty much improvisational. and it tested his courage, and it tested everyone's limits. And watching this, how long can Ali do this? And then, of course, you saw what happened. He turned it all around on the bully. What's different about Foreman than perhaps anyone else is the idea you cited before of reinventing yourself. It's uniquely American, but it's never been done this way in boxing. It wasn't just coming back as a preacher and a pitchman and selling hamburgers or grills or whatever it was. It was more purposeful than any of us knew as far as boxing. The previous oldest heavyweight champion, I believe, was Jersey Joe Walcott, who won when he was 37. Foreman came back when he was just shy of his 46th birthday, I think 2 months shy. And in doing it, it was his own kind of rope-a-dope that night against Michael Moore. I'll never forget it. He took punches. Moore was a really skilled guy, and he just beat him up for 9 rounds. Moore did with a great right jab, and all of a sudden, Foreman reaches out, slaps him with a left hook, and you see that right hand, that thing travels this far, boom, and it puts him out. And it was an extraordinary comeback. And I think that across, like, all the other sports are metaphors for what boxing actually is, but what Foreman did that night was what was the most sacred thing any athlete can do. He defied time, and he did it in a profound way, winning by knockout in the 10th round after taking extraordinary punishment for basically 9.5 rounds.
Not here to point, Rocky Sikorsky. And he inflicts the punishment here. Some big shots he's getting through. Round 2 coming to a close. In the last 30 seconds, we've seen some big blows from Foreman. They continue. There's a long way to go from what I've seen so far before that's going to happen.
Oh, what a jab. Oh, body punch. Oh, knock him. Oh, that hurt him. He's hurt. He's hurt. Oh, ref. Like a tough white man. Oh. Oh. Face is grey. Nah, man, finished. Done. You kill him. Wow, what a tough guy.
Fantastic punishment. Sikorsky fight is that you can't hit him. And what happens if a real good fighter's going to be hitting him regularly?
What I thought was very funny, or not funny so much as interesting, is what Larry Holmes said after his fight with Mike Tyson.
Body punch. Knock him.
Guido Trane, say what you will, right now he has landed shots against George Foreman. And if you're looking at this, trying to put it in perspective, I tell you, there's a right hand. I tell you, he may be heartened by some of the things he's been able to do in this round. His nose is bleeding a lot, whether it's broken or not remains to be seen. He's winging punches, Guido Trane.
See, this makes it interesting.
Well, now Foreman hurt him with that right hand.
George is looking to find it. You can move your head all night, Al, but your body doesn't move. George can try to throw some milk bombs downstairs.
He's really not trying to hit the body of Kawi. He's landing in this round, no question about that. He's having a good
Man, he got nailed.
Kawi lands a short right hand and a left hook. Another
Whoa.
hook by Kawi. Foreman just pushes him off. Gil, do you feel like everything is kind of in slow motion here?
Yes, I
It's like
certainly
we're
do.
watching a fight as if you could stop it and use a still every 10 or 12 seconds. There's 22 seconds left.
Oh,
in round 6.
that's it.
Left hook in.
Done.
That's
enough. That's enough.
What is it? It should have been. He went against the ropes.
Right, that's correct.
That should have been a knockdown. Instead, Foreman stopped
I recovered.
But you said this would be a key round, and right now George Foreman is dominating. That was the first
Oh.
left hook to the body, which I think he can land all day. And I'm not sure that didn't really hurt Cowie.
Huh.
I think Cowie wants to quit. That's it. Before Foreman was able to take advantage of it. But again,
Oof.
Jerry in a corner. And that time, Jerry got a little left.
Oh.
Big George.
Jerry Curry.
Boy, there's a good right lead.
What a right hand.
George Foreman. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it definitely scores.
Yeah, never mind that. Oh!
Oh, and another right by
Knock
Foreman.
him.
And Jerry Cooney has his left hanging a little low.
What a tall white man.
And there is the big roundhouse left, the trademark punch of George Foreman.
Yeah.
Oh, and look
Right on the button.
come up and slice one.
Finish.
Jerry Cooney's in big trouble.
Finish.
He's ready to go. And there he goes. Intensify his effort. As Foreman said before, you can take no one for granted. And there goes LaCusta down for the second time. George Foreman somewhat. I see Foreman just continue to pound him. And here he continues to allow the punches by Pierre Coach to at least land, but certainly not do any damage. And then moves in for his own destruction. By virtue of those two defeats, solid defeats, so to speak, he's here tonight
Oh.
to make a payday. And he keeps coming back. And George Foreman,
A big
not
left.
content to stay back. George Foreman continues to stalk Pierre Coacher. Oh, there's a good left hook. Oh, and a fight following up, sending Pierre Coacher to the mat. Foreman and Pierre Coacher control of the bout. He's scheduled to fight Tommy Morrison, who earlier defeated Carl Williams. Good shots by Foreman. Went to the body first, opened him up, and then
Yeah,
ran
stop
those
it
right
soon,
straight
ref.
to the head. Pierre Coacher continues to flick out those left jabs.
Oh.
They are having some effect
What a
on George
jab.
Foreman as he's showing purpleness behind his eyes. So control belongs off of Foreman. Still, that really hasn't changed. He's just pounding away, using the left to orchestrate, and then yes, the world as ruled by the IBF and WBA. And Pierre Coacher seems to be able to withstand a Riddick Bowe, although he was decimated by Bowe. He seems to be handling himself pretty well against George Foreman. Given his age and how he fought against Alex Stewart, far more intriguing, far better performance.
Oh.
George Foreman now going on the offensive against Pierre Coacher. He's been busy doing commercials. I was in LA a couple of weeks ago when he shot the pilot of the sitcom that Tony Manns is co-producing. Foreman seemingly having Coacher in the corner and not able to corner him and keep him there and inflict
Oh.
damage, but doesn't appear to have the overpowering strength.
Yeah, the man is tough. Like all I am.
Strong left-right combination by George Foreman.
Knock him. Finish.
And a right sends the South African to the canvas.
Oh, what a tough man.
We have over a minute left in round number 8. But look at the ending. There's a left-right combination, and Pierre Coacher, stunned, goes to his knees.
He possibly already is in a position of leading some real drama. There's a right hand that forced Moore to dip ground. Moore starts Moore into the ropes. I'll wait to see if Moore here answers back. Good right uppercut from Foreman. Foreman is betting windows to bet on him, driving the odds down, much the way that the odds were driven down in this fight when they saw Foreman look in reasonable shape. And now George, following the advice of Angelo Dundee, is coming in round number 10. Looking to land that right. There's a left hook that he finally landed tonight. You know, that's a tremendous punch for George when he can land it, but it hasn't been there.
Take the time, though, to work on something else that would work against the southpaw as some other challenger might do. He just figured it's another fighter, left-handed, right-handed, this is the way I fight. And like you said,
There's the left hook from Foreman. That one rattled Moore a little bit. And another punch from Foreman and another left hook.
so George had to adapt, and there he goes, he's walking into the left hook.
George Foreman enjoying his best round of the fight here in round 10. There's a right hand. Down goes Moore. He's flat on his back. He may not get up. Not maybe. He's not moving. Moore could be about to lose the heavyweight title. I don't believe this. So Cortez pulls up the count. It is over. Holy cow.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
George Foreman, unbelievably, miraculously, is once again the heavyweight champion of the world. Now let's take a look at the replay.
Watch for the beautiful left hook right hand combination. He walked right into the left hook, followed by the right. Teddy Atlas kept saying to him, move only to your right. George adapted by Mora only moving to his right, which now finally allowed George to start landing the left hook, which we didn't see for the first 8 rounds. Mora out cold.
And Carl Mildenberger, who in 1966 attempted to wrest the title from Muhammad Ali, but chopping left uppercut inside from Foreman. Mildenberger fought well before being stopped by Ali in 12 rounds. Foreman getting more serious. Left hand by George.
Oh!
Hand by Foreman, and Schultz counters.
Good counter punch.
Better round for Foreman here in the second round. He's really gotten his jab to much, much better work. Right uppercut by Foreman inside as Schultz. Angelo Dundee wants more jabs from Foreman, and that's the way he starts here in round 5. That's a good jab from Foreman. George has the jab working better tonight than it did against Michael Moore last November. Good right uppercut from Foreman. Schultz answers back with a right.
Oh!
Schultz would try to emulate what Tommy Morrison did against Foreman. I wouldn't say he's gone to the extent that Morrison did. Morrison really was dancing around the ring.
Yeah. Oh, what a right.
Foreman after a Schultz right. That one hurt Schultz.
Yeah.
Schultz in a little bit of difficulty here. Comes up and holds Foreman.
Yeah. Foreman as well. Oh!
Left hook by Foreman. Big George weighing 256 pounds tonight.
Wow.
He is not the heaviest man ever to fight for the title. Primo Carnera was, but several times more than that. Oh, good right uppercut from Foreman. And Schultz displaying the good chin we heard about.
Yeah, tough.
Foreman lining him up with the jab. Schultz back on the move once again.
The right hand.
Here it is again. 1 minute into round 11. Strong right hand from George Foreman. Oh, there's that 1-2 by Foreman. And Schultz.
What a punch.
Right hand by Foreman. Some of the fans here in the arena taking up a USA chant now to counteract the German fans in attendance. Than anyone could have expected as a 7-1 underdog, trying to annex the heavyweight championship of the world from George Foreman. His fans have been roaring in the last few rounds as Schultz has gotten better and better.
And he had a trainer, Dick Sadler, tiny by comparison to Foreman, and Sadler would hang on to the heavy bag, but Foreman would hit this bag. Sadler would just literally be picked off his feet.
Foreman hitting the heavy bag is one of the more prodigious sights I've had in my life. It seems to me that of all the people I've seen hitting heavy bags, including Sonny Liston, no one ever hit it the way Foreman did.
What holes in it?